Hi everyone. I just thought we'd make a short little video about what things are going to look like when we start opening. We do have permission to open up now, and we're going to be having a very modified in-person worship service on September 27th. And so that's the date to sort of mark on your calendar, and hopefully you've already heard about that possibility. So that is our date, the September 27th. Unless we get news that we're not allowed to, that's what we're going to be doing. It is going to be very modified, and so we want to make a little bit of a video to show you what some of the protocols are going to be as we start to consider coming back to church in person. And so as things change, we'll keep you up to date about that, but this is what it's going to look like for the time being. So when you first come, you are being asked to wear your mask. And when you come up to the front door, there's going to be someone there who's going to be asking you if you've taken the assessment tool. The assessment tool basically just asks if you've been outside of the country in the last 2 weeks, if you have any COVID symptoms. There will also be signs you'll see put around that will give you a bit of a checklist. Like if you are sneezing and coughing, then you shouldn't be in public, and hopefully everybody knows that by now. But there'll be someone there asking you if you have any of these symptoms, and all you have to do is just say, yes, I've done the assessment tool, and we'll make sure that we email out that assessment tool before church starts again as well, so that you have a chance to go through that, look through some of the details, make sure that you aren't exhibiting any of the symptoms, so you're not putting anyone at risk. So, and once you meet this person, you'll be welcomed into the church. So as you come into the church, you're going to be asked to sanitize your hands. Hopefully everyone's wearing their masks, they're hand sanitizing, everyone's keeping their distance, their 6 foot, 2 meter distance that everyone's been talking about. And then you're going to meet someone who is going to offer to put a check mark by your name. And what that'll do is it'll just give us a list of who's all been present in the building. In case something happened and we did have a case of COVID, we could let everyone know that they have potentially been exposed. So it's more a matter of us, and that's part of following AHS guidelines as well, as making sure that we have sheets so we can trace contact. So somebody will be taking your name for that purpose, and then we'll move into worship. As you come into worship, there's going to be someone here to usher you to your seat. And we really do ask that everybody be ushered into their seat, because the usher is going to have to do a lot of calculations in their mind as they try to seat everyone appropriately so that we can maintain the appropriate distances. So again, everyone keeps their masks on, they're guided in and sat in a pew in the church. And then we will begin the service. The service itself is going to have a Eucharistic element to it. We are going to be saying the prayers over the bread and the wine, and it will be a chance for us to receive that grace that we have not been allowed to receive since we shut everything down in March. And so it'll be a happy and glorious moment when we can once again gather to receive the Eucharist. It will be a little different, though. We haven't been given permission to take the wine together. And so it'll just be the bread, but it is an ancient practice in the church that to receive the Eucharist in one kind is to receive it in both kinds. You haven't received 50% of the Eucharist, even though internally and emotionally it might feel a little bit strange to receive different than how you are used to. That's the direction that we're given for the time being, so that we can keep everyone safe and comfortable, and so that we can actually gather. You will notice also that we are not going to be using hymn music. We're going to be using instrumental music. And this service is going to be more meditative and more contemplative, because it's not going to include singing. We're going to be sitting together and entering into a more contemplative, meditative space than we're used to. So do prepare yourself for that shift. This is going to be a quieter service than we're used to. It will also be condensed, because we realize that people sitting with their masks on, it's probably going to be less comfortable than normal. And The reason we're doing this is because sitting together while hymn music that we all want to sing is being played will feel a little bit strange. And so we thought, how about we make the service appropriate to what we're allowed to do? And doing a more meditative, contemplative Eucharist seems like it matches a bit more what we are allowed to do at this time. And so I really encourage you to sort of mentally prepare for that. Hopefully this also gives us a chance to try something new, and hopefully this will be a good experience for us as we approach God in the quiet of our hearts. What is also going to be different is that you're going to be coming forward to receive the Eucharist, and you're going to have masks on. And I'm going to have a mask on while I'm giving it out as well. So there's quite a bit of this that is going to be a bit strange. So I'm going to have the ciborium, which is the chalice that holds the bread, and I'm going to be handing it out. As people come forward, they're going to be directed by an usher, a sides person, who's going to be bringing everyone forward row by row. We're only going to have one row. I know sometimes when we give the Eucharist while we're standing up rather than kneeling, that we have two rows coming forward. This time we're going to have just one row, and we're going to be distancing appropriately. As you come forward, you'll notice that for you to be able to receive the Eucharist, you have to take off your mask, or at least tuck it under. And what happens when you touch your mask is that you're touching something that's on your face, and you've been breathing into that space. And so therefore it's not really sanitized. So if you're touching that, your hands are becoming unsanitized. So we have sanitizers sitting right in the pews at the very front. And we'll encourage you to take down your mask first, sanitize your hands, and then you can receive the Eucharist. And then what will happen is you're going to have to put your mask back on. And what have you just done is touch your mask again. And so therefore you're going to have to sanitize your hands again. And then what you're going to do is make your way down, whichever side you're sitting on, you're going to make your way down to that side and sit back in your pew. And as the service ends, you're going to be invited to make your way out of the church using these doors. So you're going to be coming in the main doors by the stairs over there, and you're going to be going out the parking lot doors here. As you leave the building, you're also going to, again, be encouraged to sanitize your hands just in case you picked up anything while you were here, and make your way outside the church building. There is going to be a plate there as well near the back door. If you want to make your offering there, then that will be a place to do that, because it's handing around the offering plate is going to be not possible to do and maintain the sanitation that they're requiring from us. So if you can make your offering at that other time, I know it's not in the midst of our worship service, so it's a little bit funny, but that we do have a place where you can make that offering physically as opposed to electronically as well. And we do encourage everyone to look at those electronic means of donation. It's a handy way in terms of dealing with paperwork to do that. And as you make your way out, please do maintain your 6-foot distance, 2-meter distance as well, and then make your way into the parking lot to your cars. There will be a garbage can there for anyone who has a disposable mask. If you want to throw it out there, then you're welcome to do that there. Hopefully, most people are going to be bringing their own cloth masks, and we do have a few that we can hand out if you don't have one. And we will have some disposable ones in case anyone forgets them. But we are encouraging everyone to bring their own masks if possible. That will just cut down on the amount that we have to purchase to cover our services. So I think that's just about everything. I'm really excited to have you here and to see you face to face again, or at least masked face to masked face again. It is going to feel a little strange for a little while, and we just have to be patient with each other. We have to be patient with our whole society right now as things move ahead. And there's going to be some of you that are going to still want to stay back, stay home, and that's completely okay. Please don't feel guilty about having to stay home because you aren't comfortable being in public spaces right now, because your health is diminished, or you have certain vulnerabilities or underlying conditions. Please don't feel guilty about that. You can worship from home too. So, but for those of you who are able to come and join us, it will be really good to be in this church together again. And we pray that as we enter into further phases of this pandemic, that things will start opening up more and more and more. And then we can look forward to the day that we can begin worshiping again in the ways that we are more used to. And who knows, maybe we'll learn some things and we'll be able to worship in an even more full way in the future. So God bless you all, and I hope this helps as you think about how you're going to be asked to worship for the time being. Again, that is the September the 27th, when we are going to be gathering again. God bless you, and have a good day.